Madden gods.
Perfect. Welcome into Tips for Gamers. Today we're going to be doing a 5-year quick rebuild with the Houston Texans. We're going to be taking this team as far as we can in 5 years. This is going to be a series that we're doing. We'll do 5-year rebuilds. We'll do 1-year long plays. We'll do all kinds of crazy stuff this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Finally, I can start working on rebuilds because of the fact that finally getting some time to be able to do it. Been doing all this other content. It's quite a bit. But anyways, if you guys are Texans fans, make sure to hit that like button because we're going to rock it out and crush it. And then comment down below. What do you think the record is going to be for the Texans this year? I really do believe, as much as it sounds crazy, the Texans could win 8 games. I do believe so. With C.J. Stroud at the helm. I know a lot of people talk about C.J. Stroud like he's not that good and blah, 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 blah. Here's my honest opinion. Whether C.J. Stroud does good on the Texans or someone else, he's going to do good. And the Texans are either going to be a part of that, or once his contract comes up, he's either going to go somewhere else and what have you. So, yeah, that's my feeling on that, and we'll go from there. But this team's an exciting team, and I definitely want to dominate and, show what this team can do because it's a very young team as well. Very, very, very young team. I would have liked to have traded Davis Mills away, but Davis Mills, I just don't think that anyone's going to give us any value for the guy. I just don't. I think he's good enough to start somewhere. I think the Texans last year were just abysmal. I think even their offensive line needed to do so much better than what they did. I think this 73 rating for C.J. Stroud is just absolutely a crock of crap. I think at the end of this, we're all going to see C.J. Stroud's going to be the best quarterback from this draft. So if you're a Texans fan, I truly believe that. I do think Bryce Young can do pretty well. In his NFL career, I do, but I don't think he's going to be as successful as C.J. Stroud when all the dust settles. So I like Davis Mills. We could try to put him in some kind of backup role to help him grow. I'd like to see him on a new team. I really would. And this is going to be more of a realistic rebuild as well. Pierce, I just want to see this guy do great. I think Singletary is good, but he is a backup. That's what he is, and it starts and stops there for me. But Pierce, I think Pierce can do some great work. I mean, the guy is a beast. His agility is absolute cheeks, which I hate to see that terrible of an agility. Injuries and 96 stamina, he's pretty high in that regard too. We got Andrew back for the fullback. It depends. I always like to update the fullbacks, and fullbacks are interchangeable. Same with kickers and punters. It just depends on who your kicker and punter is. They usually get changed through the league pretty frequent. Now, Robert Woods, patchwork to me. I think these wide receivers, I know there's a lot of Texans fans out there that are going to say, no, this is a great group of wide receivers. I can't say that yet because we don't officially know if they're great. I mean, Robert Woods has not panned out since he left the Rams, right? He has not panned out. Noah Brown, I know he's from Ohio State. He's good, solid player, but patchwork again here. Mechie, the unfortunate things that have happened to Mechie. I think he's a solid player. I'd like to see him excel, and I'm going to do my best to give him the opportunity to excel. Tank Dell, I'd really like to see a lot out of him. I am concerned about his size, but, we'll see what he can do there. I don't want to put anything on him and say, hey, he can't be successful just because you're not big. That's been proven wrong countless times. Nico Collins, I would like to see more out of Nico Collins. I've seen some stuff for him in the preseason that I've liked, but at the same point in time, it's what are you? Are you middle of the pack, or are you able to explode on the scene? Are you going to be a household name, or are you going to be a guy that just people, hey, we know that guy, he's on the team, he's not going to really do much more than this, right? He's capped out. And I'd like to see that, and I think Hutchinson as well, Iowa State, big dude here, good size. I think there's a lot we could do with these guys. I think Nico Collins personally, though, is not going to, at least in Madden's terms, I don't think he's going to pan out as well as I would like him to pan out. Schultz, I think Schultz is fantastic. I think his overall is too low in this. I think Brevin Jordan's not too bad. not too shabby at all. But Schultz to me is a player that, honestly, I think he's good. I really do. I think Schultz is really, really good. I know him and C.J. Stroud are connecting really well right now. They've worked the most out of all the receivers. He's connected well with Schultz, and I think that's great because what C.J. Stroud did in Ohio State with Stover was fantastic. I mean, literally fantastic. So, and Stover and him were great. Now, a lot of people always, when they think about Ohio State, they think about, Marvin Harrison Jr., Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Emeka Egbuka. They're thinking about, the young and upcoming. It's all wide receivers. But they don't think about, Garrett Stover, the big farm boy who's an absolute monstrosity, and how he utilized Garrett Stover to such a level that he put Garrett Stover on the map. And Garrett Stover deservedly should be on the map. So I think him and Schultz is going to be a little bit of a magical thing to watch. Laramie Tunzel, paying this man more money. I mean, just giving him all the money in the bank. But I think look, a guy like this, you want this guy in your team. And if it costs you a little bit more guaranteed money because the guy's going to expect it in order to play on a team that is quite frankly struggling, and why would someone want to come play on the Houston Texans? You want more money. As simple as that. I mean, I know as a Texans fan, or any fan of any NFL team, you want to look at it and say, well, I'd like people to just want to come play for us. But when you have been utter garbage and your team got sold away to the highest bidder who they bid basically peanuts for, you're going to have to overpay, unfortunately. And that's how that is. And Laramie Tunzel is a product of that. And I think the Texans are starting to build up a little bit. Now, Green has been, quite frankly, a disappointment. But he's young. Being a rookie last year, not doing that great, it's nothing. It just, the problem that he had was that he was bolstered to he was the best. He was that guy who was day one dude, going to come in, put on a helmet, and start to crush it. And that's what people were saying coming from SEC land. Didn't happen. Quite frankly, it just didn't happen. So that's unfortunate, but I think we could still get him there. He's a star dev. I think we could boost that up. We could, get our money's worth out of him, and we could take him to, high level. Now, Juice Scruggs was not my favorite center coming into this draft. I think Juice Scruggs, though, came from a fantastic program that doesn't get enough credit, Penn State. And I think Juice Scruggs, if you think about who Juice Scruggs went against, it was some dogs. And I know people don't like to give the Big Ten credit, but the Big Ten has some absolute manimals on the opposite side of that ball, and you're not blocking cupcakes. I don't care if you're playing Rutgers or what have you. Those boys, look at the size of those boys before you and look at how many of those guys get drafted through the Big Ten. You're playing some Wisconsin boys. Look at Keanu Benton, guys like that, massive dudes. And Juice Scruggs, he did very well. He's got good size to him as well, 6'3", 308. I'd like to see him pan out and become a household name. Now, Shaq Mason, there's nothing bad you can say about Shaq Mason. There's not a dang thing you could say. Besides trying to say, well, he's a little bit old or what have you. This dude, Shaq Mason, is an absolute manimal out there. So Titus Howard, this is one that I'm not a fan of. I hate this contract. I don't think Titus Howard has truly proved that he's worth this contract at this moment in time. So this is, to me, not something I love. I do think Madden's pretty close to his rating, and it's hard for me to agree with Madden. Will Anderson Jr., I really want to see him explode in our system. Okay, I want to see him just dominate. I want to see him, get to the very top and plateau when he's dead. That's not even, I'm not hoping for the young man's, demise by any stretch. I'm just saying I don't want to see you plateau. You could do that when you're gone off the earth because you're a beast. I expect you, especially an Alabama guy coming on the DN there, guy who didn't have the greatest last year, but, had a pretty good season the year before with Alabama. I want to see this guy reach high levels. He has got a good frame, got good length, very quick off the ball. A lot to like from the young man. Jacob Martin, there's a lot to like from Jacob Martin. There's also a lot to like from Jerry Hughes Jr. Obviously, he's not going to be a long-term situation for us, because the guy he's pretty old. He's pushing it. He's very old. So yeah, he could be a lot of these guys' papa. So Jacob Martin, I like him, but obviously I think we need to revamp this defensive line. This defensive line is good. They're going to play good for D'Amico Ryans, but obviously they're going to end up getting replaced at some point in time. Linebackers, it's the same story, right? Same story, different position. So we got Christian Kirksey, a guy who's done good, but, did he live up to what he should have lived up to? I don't think so. Now, I think Henry Tua, that's a lot of twos, man. I think Henry I don't think he's going to do that good in the NFL, if I'm being frank. Okay? I don't see it. I think in Madden, I can do something with him. I do. And it sounds crazy, but I don't care whatever it is, even if I get a guy and I could build him up and make him something, even if he's not the guy who's going to be a long-term fix for us, and we could get some trade value out of a guy and build him up, put him in a good system, and he can profit from it, we can profit, the team can profit. That's trading for him. I think that'd be a great thing. But I think this guy in our system could end up being a heavy tackle guy. We can put him in a situation to get a lot of tackles. Perryman, I like him. I do like Harris, and I think the time is now to start Harris because the time's ticking for the young man. He's not going to get, he's got to start boosting up because that 68 overall is a pain. The cornerbacks, I love and also realize that it's tough. It's a tough sitch here. And Derek Stingley Jr. is a dude who I think could be an absolute monstrosity. Okay, but I think that he needs to be put in the right situation for that to become a thing. And I can't see this price tag here, see when we drafted him and say, hey, I can't invest fully into the guy. I need to invest fully into him to establish whether, was it a bust? But if I put him at 4 string, he will guaranteed be a bust. It's not a matter of if, it's just when, you know what I mean? Ward, he'll do good, but he'll hit a huge regression this next year. Jalen Petrie, I like him. Guy at a Baylor, hard-nosed football player, and I think he's going to do fantastic in our system. Kickers and punters, it's just basically if we find a guy who's better, we'll replace him. Are we going to go trade for a guy? Very, very, very unlikely. So that's where we're at right at this moment in time. So certain guys that I'm going to start Derek Stingley. There's no doubt. I'm going to start Henry, Tua. I'm going to start Henry. Okay. And then, offensive line, there's no real difference there. Everyone else is basically going to be, we'll change some of these wide receivers here and there, but these two guys up here are not going to start for me. And this is purely for Madden. I can't have these guys start. It'll kill the young guys, and it's just not fair to the young guys, and it just doesn't make sense. In real life, sure, you could do it, build them up, and then they, what have you, but Madden, that doesn't work. So, yeah, that's where we're at right now. So how we're going to switch over and start doing our rebuilds as well. We'll do these 5-year rebuilds, and if we get 200 likes on this video, we'll do another 5 years. So it's up to you guys if you guys want to see another one. If not, we'll just move on to the next team and keep going from there. But we want to give you guys the option that if you want to see it, we'll provide it for you. This is a lot of work, and it's tough. It's tough work. So if you guys want to see 5 more years, make sure to hit that like button. If we get to 200 likes, we'll do 5 more years. All right, so we didn't have a great season by any stretch of the imagination. We went 5-12. We did beat the Panthers, though, and beat Bryce Young, so that was a significant win. It's just struggling for the most part with the young guys. That's basically it. CJ Stroud didn't do too bad. Offensively, we were 14th. Defensively, we were okay. 6 TDs, can't complain there. 4,000 yards, 28 TDs, his first season in our system. Not too terrible there. Not too terrible. Receiving, Hutchinson did great. Tank Dell did great. Mechie did not do too bad. Dalton Schultz, they did pretty good. So the young guys stepped up. They need to get better, obviously. But for the most part, pretty solid. Henry did good. Christian Kirksey did pretty solid there. And then they always want to put him in as much as possible. Will Anderson didn't do as much as I would like him to do, but, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, yeah, all in all, I can't say it was too terrible. Not too terrible at all. So, MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. Arthur Smith gets Coach of the Year. Josh Allen. CJ Stroud, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So he wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. I wouldn't doubt that if that happened in real life. Christian Gonzalez wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Henry was actually pretty close. Joey Porter Jr., I love seeing that. Will Anderson was up there. So, yeah, I mean, you know, all in all, pretty solid. Best wide receiver goes to DeAndre Hopkins. Not bad there. Let's go to the NFC here. Offensive Player of the Year. I'm not shocked. Offensive Rookie is Robinson. And then Campbell. Not shocked there either. So, yeah, and he even got Best Running Back. Dear God. Pretty solid there. Not too bad. So we'll go to the offseason. We'll dominate and then prepare for the next season. All right, so this is who we picked up in the free agency. We went kicker, punter. Got some of the guys. Those other guys came up on contracts. We got Isaiah Rodgers Sr. as well. Got him locked into a pretty decent deal. Backup quarterback, nothing special. All right, so we just made a blockbuster trade with the Packers. We gave him a first-round pick of next year. It's the Packers, or it's the Cleveland Browns pick, 3 7ths and 2 5ths. So we didn't take such a big hit. We've spread it out over the years. And we gave it to the Packers, and the Packers gave us 2 seconds of this year, a third, a fourth, and then a third of next year. So we took a lot of their picks this year. We're giving them a first, a couple fifths. And those aren't like the best second-round picks. But here's my philosophy on this. I think this is 100% realistic, and here's the reason as to why. You can't sit back and wait if you're an NFL head coach or a general manager. Sitting back and waiting and not being aggressive would get Nick Caserio fired. If Nick Caserio last year didn't draft C.J. Stroud with the second, and he just played like he played defense in the draft, he would have been fired. After this season, he would have been let go. He not only drafted C.J. Stroud in the second, he moved up for the 3rd overall pick with the Cardinals and then drafted Will Anderson. He moved up again to draft Tank Dell. You need to get aggressive or else you're going to be on the hot seat quick. And as far as I'm concerned, he's lucky to have had his job as long as he's had it thus far. They've been very lenient with him. And for a coach, you have 2 years maybe. Some coaches only have a year. You have literally a year to 2 years in some of these programs, these franchises, to change things. So if you sit back and wait, this ain't college, man. You'll get 5 years or something like that with one of the. Look how long they gave Harbaugh in Michigan. They gave him 5,000 years. John Robinson for the Tennessee Titans drafted A.J. Brown, traded for Ryan Tannehill, the 3rd overall or 4th overall pick, or not a 4th overall, but a 4th round pick or 3rd round pick, something ridiculous. Great draft resume. Still got fired because he wasn't aggressive enough. You need to be aggressive. So I need to take these picks and I need to do something with it because I can't go 5-12. I can't keep going 5-12. I'm not going to have 5 seasons. So I got to get aggressive. All right, the draft ended up being pretty good here. Not bad at all. First round, we went with Antoine Wooden. There was a physical guy that was a beast. I almost picked him up, but I couldn't get him. I couldn't get him because this guy was just too good. The thing about this guy, the reason I picked him up is I guarantee you he is a playmaker right behind his deep threat. And it was so rare, and that's why we tell you guys in our scouting and drafting guide, yeah, look at that, 74 playmaker. That's rare. That's rare to see a deep threat playmaker combo. It's more rare than you would think. And so when I saw that, I was like, I got to get this guy. Like I just had, with that speed, 97 speed, I have to get him, give more weapons to my quarterback. We also got this left guard who is like almost all of our guys are top guys out of the Big Ten, except for we got Ole Miss here, SEC, Ohio State, USC, Big Ten, Penn State, Big Ten, UCF, Washington State, RIP, Pac-12, SEC, and then Michigan State. This guy's, I jumped on that, but then we got this corner. I couldn't pass him up out of Ohio State. He was just too nasty. Honestly, this guy's a freak. So I was hoping he'd fall to us, and he did. And then with the picks that we got from Packers, we ended up getting this guy. So Oscar Grant, that's who we picked up. And then we picked up Jimmy Brooks, who's going to be right tackle for us. And he's fine. He's huge, by the way. He's like 6'4", 326 or something. Hidden dev. I know that. And I don't obviously know what dev. I wish I did. Hopefully he's a superstar. But and then this guy's a beast, 3rd round, pick 20. Same with this guy here. Will Burnett sitting there round 3. Freaking 29. Oh, I love it. Thank you, Packers, baby. Thank you. This guy is such a monster, by the way. Hidden dev. Oh, my Lord. You shouldn't have. What a beast. This guy could play so many areas, but I needed a big D tackle. We need to solidify that front and just, beat people up. And this guy's a speed rusher as a D tackle. What's that? What? Come on. So, great draft. All right, so we traded away Titus Howard for 2 backup guys. Nothing really that special, but that's because we're going to end up moving Jimmy Brooks, our Penn State guy. We're going to move him to right tackle, and he should do great there. He should have no issue with playing right tackle for us. This team, it's all we got to do is move some guys here and there and just keep building up. But, we're sitting with, I would say, a decent team. Definitely better than we had last year, and it's just improving. Small steps. All right, let's take a look at the team here, and we got C.J. Stroud looking good. Pierce, Tank Dell is going to become the #1 wide receiver. We actually we cut Woods because we don't need Woods. More money than we need to spend at this moment in time. Wooden is going to be slot, and everyone's the same besides Brooks. We're going to look to start replacing Mason within a year, probably this next year. We'll look to replace him. I don't want to do it in one swoop. I don't think they're going to do that either. And so defensively, this is where we're hurting. We had to move Collins to right end. And it just is what it is. I mean, our D tackle, our backup D tackle, we have Booker. I know this isn't the most feasible thing to do, but it is the smartest thing to do for us. I mean, I can't go crazy and just start trading for a bunch of dudes and what have you. So I'm just trying to do what I can. So Grant is going to be #2. Peters is going to be slot. These are the 2 corners that we picked up last year. Burnett, the linebacker we picked up like the 4th or 5th round. He is going to be making the start at middle linebacker. And then Ward and Petrie, nothing different there. All right, so we had a better season. We went 8-9 this season. It was tough. A lot of just crappy injuries. That was the big thing for me. That it was just some crap injuries that drove me nuts. C.J. Stroud didn't do too bad. Not like absolutely amazing numbers, but just some dumb injuries. Tank Dell did pretty good, pretty solid there. Still a young receiving core, trying to build that up. Young team. Burnett did pretty solid there. Jalen Petrie did pretty solid as well. A lot of tackles for him. So our rookie linebacker, I would say, did really good. Now, Murphy dominated on the sacks. For a rookie, these were huge numbers. Really huge numbers. And Will Anderson Jr., he's doing good, but he's not quite exploding the way I'd want him to. But Stingley Jr. just did fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So 12th in offensive yards. Defense, we were 28th. And that's just our defense is obviously the worst part. MVP goes to Joe Burrow. Arthur Smith again. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to that other dude. I don't know who the hell it was. Defensive rookies, Murphy, no doubt about that. Best quarterback, we don't have Stroud up there yet. But Pierce is up there, best running back. And so, just keep improving. That's the big thing. Just to continuously improve. It's a young team. Very, very young team. And it is painful. But, we're doing the best that we can do. So we're offering up our first-round pick in 2027. And it's projected pick 4 because they think we're going to suck. And I'm getting more offers than I thought I would. I'm getting a lot. And the problem is Shaq Mason retired. Our free safety, Ward, retired. Our offensive line needs one guy. Our linebacking core is flat out atrocious, if I'm being frank. I mean, it is just dog water. It is not good. We have a good middle linebacker, and aside from that, they're not doing it. The boys on the outside are just, they're not doing it. So, do I go and get Paris Johnson Jr., put him at right tackle, and then move Boones to right guard, kind of what I'm thinking? Or I get Jack Campbell, move him to outside linebacker, and then bring more linebackers in there, and it's trading a first round for him. I mean, I got to hope that pick is not that good. Or getting Christian Gonzalez off the Patriots, but somehow they just keep getting good corners all the time. This is ridiculous. But we'd get a 7th round. We could take one of our corners and put them back at safety, because our corners are basically safeties anyways. I mean, they're relatively the same in our system. So there's that. It's a tough one, because Christian Gonzalez is the obvious one here that it's like, oh, I should go with him because he's the highest overall and what have you. And that's great and that's dandy. But our linebacking core, I've not seen enough in this draft class to tell me that the linebacking core is going to be amazing for me to be able to go and draft 2. I need 2 good linebackers. 2 of them. I only need 1 good safety. So for me, as much as I want to go get an offensive lineman, and I got to get Jack Campbell for this. And I know I'm giving up a lot for him, but I mean, my Lord, our linebacking crew, there's not enough. I mean, just quite simply, there is just not enough. And I'll show you my guys here. There's not enough value there. I mean, these guys are just struggling. I mean, we got Orlando Starks not doing his thing. And then Christian Harris, no matter how much I'm getting him up, the dude is just, he's not excelling. So that's a problem that we have right at this moment. I could move Jack Campbell over and he'd do fine. But, we needed the linebacking core. I need to switch this up. If not, we're going to just be in trouble. So here's our draft class here. We got Sean, who is a pretty solid right end for us. And he is a hidden dev, so he was the best we could get there. D-tackle here, Hancock. We're going to have 2 solid D-tackles. They're young. I want to solidify these trenches. We got Darius Boston, and he's going to do great. This guy is going to do just fine. And then, here was safeties I worried about at the end. I was like, you know what? There's not that many good safeties. So I'm just going to solidify, our trenches first and foremost, and that's what we did. Right outside linebacker, he's not too bad. He's going to be an upgrade for us, believe it or not. And then wide receiver, I just couldn't pass this guy up. I saw him and I was like, dude, I can't pass you up. This tight end was the fastest tight end in the class. I figured I'd get him. He showed that he was good. And in a 69 overall, can't complain with that. Can't complain at all. And then Von Curtis, he's just slow. And believe it or not, these 2 guys were fast in this class. That's how bad the safety class was. I mean, it was garbage. Hot garbage. I'm not talking just free safeties. I'm talking corners, free safeties, strong safeties, garbage. It was just pure garbage. All right? And then this right outside linebacker here, I just went through it and said, look, we're gonna get the best dudes possible that are gonna help us. I need the linebackers to change. I need the D-line to change. And those were my big priorities. Offensively, we just had to get an interior lineman. So I think we did it in this class. I think we dominated. I think we're the best. I think everyone wants to give us a high five right now, but we're holding our high fives away because they're sacred. All right, so here's our team. Shaq Mason's apparently still here, so I fired my assistant because he gave me crap info. He's gone. He's got to go. Brooks, our offensive line's looking a little bit better. Juice Scruggs, we moved to backup left tackle. He's basically everyone's backup. I don't even see him on the screen, but I know he's somewhere. Pierce is coming up on a contract. Stroud is sometime soon. Tank Dell's he's not even the starter. Why? You're driving me nuts with this, Madden. We found Kelly on the free agency, slot guy. And he's not going to be slot, though. And then we found Streets on the free agency. I gave him 2 weeks. They didn't pick him up. I'm not waiting any longer. 2 guys sitting there. They're not as fast as the guy we got, but still, I like him quite a bit. So we have 4 really good wide receivers. Mechie unfortunately got cut because, dude, he wasn't dominating like these other guys are going to dominate. So, it is what it is. So we're going to start Kelly, and then Tank Dell's going to be slot for us. I don't know why Madden screws up my stuff all the time. I just don't get it. Mitchell, we got him in the free agency. And, everyone's looking real good. Defense is looking much, much better. Campbell, we got Campbell there. We got Burnett, Woodward, really good. Isaiah Rodgers ended up moving back to safety for us. He's going to do fine. Defensive line is really, really improved. Cornerbacks are doing great too. So all in all, I think we're in a good spot for this season. All right, so we got contracts coming up. We got Pierce, and I would like to sign him to a 5-year deal. I'll do this. Yeah, he's not happy with that. Not happy. I don't mind signing Jalen Petrie, but it's kind of tough. I'm gonna be honest. It's a little bit tough. I don't have an issue with this. Yeah, but you can't fully commit. You're gonna get traded for a bag of candy. And this is Evan Streets, that undrafted free agent player. Oh man, dear Lord and biscuits. Would you do a 5-year deal at this? Done. I'll do that. I don't have to worry about wide receivers as much. Kelly, what do you got? I'll do the same thing with you, dude. Yeah. Deal. Done deal. Oh, boy. Backup left guard there. Can't complain. I'm not going to sign that D tackle. Not going to sign him. Running back, not going to sign. Fullback here, I don't mind this guy. He's not too bad here. We'll sign him to a 5-year deal. Drop this down just a bit, dude. You kind of crushing me down a little bit. This deal's just wrong. What do you mean it's just wrong? I found you on free agency, bro. What are you talking about? It's crazy. Will Anderson, bunch of good guys coming up on contracts. Bunch of good guys. So we're gonna offer him a bigger deal. I hope he signs. There we go. All right, so we got Pierce locked in. Jalen, if he doesn't want to sign, I mean, you're really not like that amazing for me to go and sign you. But we're really close to something, man. You're penny pinching me. You're pushing it, bud, because this guy's going to accept a lot less than you, and he's not that far off from you. So this left guard here, he wants way too much money. That's not even going to happen. I'm going to offer you this. Yeah, so you're not going to get anything because I'm just not going to offer you anything. We're going to withdraw this offer here. We're going to withdraw that. I have no choice now. We're going to withdraw this one. Withdraw this one as well. And the fullback. Dude, I found you on free agency, bro. I promise you, you're not as good as you believe. We just need the bonus now, huh? CJ Stroud. Oh, boy, I want to just sign him now. I got 3 dudes that are coming up on contracts. They're pretty big. By the way, we just beat the Jags 34-28. Let's go. All right, so we ended the season 7-10, but the thing is it's been a hassle getting these young guys to vets. I mean, the oldest guy we have on our defensive line is Will Anderson. That's the oldest dude. So, we've just been grinding, trying to get the defense up in particular. The offense is doing good, but the offensive line is still really young, too. It's just continuously building these guys. And I didn't put the XP sliders to this crazy anything like that, so the team's not exploding when it comes to overall. But, we just been doing our thing, man, just trying to build up and take this young team and build on it because, boy, oh boy, it's been a tough one, young team. But offensively, we were 5th, and defensively, we were 23rd. So, still just boosting as much as we can. I mean, Pierce is considered a vet on our team, like an old vet, and the dude is only 25. Wide receivers, completely young. Schultz is our only guy who's not young, but Pierce did great. C.J. Stroud was 4th in passing yards. Fantastic. Good TD to interception ratio. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. He's doing good in our system. C.J. Stroud, I think he could do better, but you know, we got to get the offensive line for him. Laramie Tunzel can't block everyone, and neither can Shaq Mason. So the young guys, we just got to keep building on them as much as possible. Just keep building on with the young guys. Jack Campbell's doing great in our system, doing absolutely fantastic. So yeah, we're just building up. Some guys got injured, and it just was unfortunate. I know that Burnett got injured, and it was just kind of like, when it rains, it pours. But hey, it is what it is. We're doing better on the D line, definitely doing better, and it's been tough. It's been tough, but it's been fun. I love these tough rebuilds because you got to just keep pushing, and just keep pushing, because this year with the sliders that we have in this, and this year in general, it's tougher. The talent is tougher. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Now it's the Raiders and the Cowboys are in the playoffs. And our division is also really good. Definitely really good here. Jackson got Offensive Player of the Year. Evan Streets, our boy, he got Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year. So close. So close with him. C.J. Stroud was 5th best quarterback right now. Pierce is 4th best running back. We got Wooden, who is 4th best tight end or wide receiver. As you can see, we're building up. We're definitely building up, but man, it's a fight. It is an absolute dogfight, man. Dogfight. Absolute dogfight here. I mean, how is our linebacker not up there? Give me a break. Give me a break. But yeah. Man, this Division 2 is a pain in my neck. I can't wait to just reign supreme on them. Just crush these guys down to nothing. Just make them absolutely fearful as hell to play the Texans. But boy, oh boy, this team needs to... just defense, too. Our coordinators had to been building on them, too. Been picking and, doing all the stuff that I need to do there. But, man, oh man, I think the Cowboys are going to take this. 7th seed Raiders go and beat the Chiefs. Chiefs were 14-2. And of course, we had a tough schedule. I can't complain about it. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's a tough sketch. We got to just dominate. I wish this dang game would move quicker. The loading time in this game makes me just almost crap my pants. Colts, I can't stand them. No, I can't stand them. Cardinals beat us. Freaking Cardinals crapped on us. We always lose 2 games in the season. Drives me nuts. Jaguars, take that. Last year you beat us twice. This year we crapped on your face. Okay, at your home stadium. I think they got the last laugh, though. 49ers took them down. We put them in a headlock. We took them down, and we was. This game was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The Colts, again, come in. The Colts are driving me up the walls. Okay, and then we face the Titans. They take us down. Then we got the Ravens. And it's like, then the Broncos came to town. We were like, oh, let's go, man. Easy peasy. And then it was nice. So we got a little break. The Raiders came in. Bucks came in. That was a tough one. That was a pretty tough game. Chargers, not an easy team to win. So you can see we're beating some good teams. Seahawks, they're just the dang Seahawks. They're just about as annoying as it gets because it's like they just somehow win. Jaguars, again, came back. Beat us at our home stadium, got the last laugh, which pisses me off. And then the Titans were just demons. Jeffrey Simmons is just impossible to block. Then the Rams, and then we got the Chiefs. So it was a tough schedule. This year was just tough, We were literally so close to just turning around 3 of these games. 4 of these games. If we just turned around 4 of them, we're champions. We're heroes. And just couldn't get it done. But young team. So just wait until we marinate. We just need to marinate. We're going to come back, slug you right in the old jaw. Right in the jawbone. We'll be all these teams' dentist for free. We are advancing. Let's see who won. I got the Cowboys. Yep, the Cowboys slaying it. They're absolutely slaying it. Let's go to retirements here. What do we got? Driving me nuts with the teams in our division. They're driving me nuts. DeAndre Hopkins retires. Good. I'm glad. Get out of here. All right. Get out of here. Go. Go. Man, that's a lot of dudes from Rams are going to look way different. Kirk Cousins on the Falcons? Get out of town, buddy. You like that? Corey Linsley. Wow, super. He was a champion in Ohio State. He was on the Ohio State team that won the championship. Wow, that was a crazy team. Pretty good here, though. A lot of guys pretty dominant here, huh? It's a lot of big names. Zach Ertz, Jarvis Landry. Wow, you were way too excited there. Fackrell. Damn, that's a hard name, dude. Man. All right. That was it for them. I'm glad. Get out of here, D-Hop. We picked up Tremaine because, well, he's a dang dog. The dude's a stud. And, we're in the business of making moves. And here's our draft of drafts, baby. Come on now. Don't play with me. We got a tight end that's faster than everything that's fast. This guy's so fast, he makes paint melt. And then we went offense, if you can't tell, on this one mainly. Of course, we got our safety up top because he is a dog. I love this guy. He has low awareness too, which is perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. Low awareness because we can get that up quick. He's got a little cod to him too, so the dude's good at the salsa dancing. And then left tackle here. This guy's going to be left tackle because he doesn't have a hidden dev. This left guard has a hidden dev. So we're gonna just make some moves on our offensive line, and then Culver here, he's solid, man. The dude's solid. Hidden dev as well with him, and then this dude was just like trying to find the best cornerback that was left for a backup corner, and this dude's pretty sauced up. So and when I mean sauced up, I mean he's steroiding. So all right, here's the golden team this year. Streets is getting the starting job because he's the golden goose. And then Tank Dell's got that slot. He's coming up on a contract, and it's going to suck. But it is what it is. Floyd's getting that start just because he's so fast. And then it's Brooks. Culver is going to be moving over to right guard. We're keeping Green, even though we have the backup. Wherever the hell he went. He disappeared. He got mad. He got stage fright and ran away. D-line's just got to keep improving. Big thing. Cornerbacks, we're making Stingley turn into a beast. Bolware, I love him. He's the best ever. And then Campbell, it's my boy. And he's amazing. What else can you say about him? We moved Burnett to left outside linebacker. And so, yeah, we're just trying to build these guys up, build them up. This defense is not quite there. We're still struggling, but hey. We're going to dominate one way or another. So we're finally in the playoffs. We went 12-5, and it's about time that we've started to, grow. And we're veterans now. Our guys are not rookies anymore. They're starting to build into the system. And boy, oh boy, it's been tough. It has been really tough. So we're third seed right now. Bills are first seed. Panthers are first seed. Cowboys are demons, and I don't want to play them. Just ridiculous, honestly. Absolutely insane. So yeah, this has been a tough year. It really has. It's been real tough. Really tough. But it's been nice. It's been nice to actually see us grow. And yeah, real nice. Really nice. So Damon Pierce did great. By the way, Stroud is throwing like no interceptions. It's amazing. Pierce has done great. He's done so good. Floyd's done amazing. A lot of our wide receivers done really good. Dell, we signed him to a big deal too. So Wooden did well. So yeah, some of these guys got paid, no doubt. We definitely were bringing out the checkbook on some of these dudes. Both of our D tackles got 9.5 sacks. That's hilarious. Then Oscar Grant, 3 sacks, or 3 interceptions. 2 interceptions from Campbell. Stingley also got 2. Where is Will Anderson? All right, he didn't do too bad. He did not do too bad. So, yeah, all in all, it was a really good season. And we got to just jump into the playoffs and dominate. So, first playoff game, we ended up winning, which is real nice. because this team was really good. C.J. Stroud, 2 TDs, no interceptions. Pretty clean. Herbert did really well. Pierce, he did not do too bad. Didn't do too bad. Receiving, Streets did great. Tank Dell did great. Wooden did great. So, all in all, pretty solid. Campbell, nice. Bosa, 2.5 sacks. Will Anderson gets a sack. Love it. Man, they sacked us a lot. That was brutal. Brutal on the sackage. So we got the Chiefs next, which they're like a 90 overall. Cowboys won, not a shock. Green Bay barely won, 9-3. This field goaled them to death is what they did. Bills versus Steelers, that's a good one. I think the Cowboys are going to win this one. Falcons and Panthers, I don't know who's going to win this. Well, this was a shock. I did not think we would end up winning this. You got to be kidding me. 2 TDs. He had 99 yards. That doesn't make sense. How the hell did you have 99 yards? Would we just run them to death? I mean, I guess. Jesus Christ, we did. We just ran them to death. That's all we did. Why did we just run the whole time? It was strange. It's really weird. But, okay. I'll take it. I mean, it's just weird as hell, but it is what it is. This is like the weirdest game in the world. It's like nothing happened in this game. They got... Felix got a sack. Look at that. What the hell kind of stats are these? This is the strangest stats I've ever seen in my life. He's got 2 TDs, but it was like, hey, he stopped throwing the ball. He's like, nah, we're going to just literally run out the clock, apparently. So we made it into the Sizbiz, at least. That's nice. Weird. 18 points. So strange. It's the weirdest amount of points I've ever seen. 2 TDs. He's got over 100 yards this time. Man, the amount of yards in this for quarterbacks just seems like it is dropping and dropping and dropping. It's just weird. Trying to throw over 5,000 yards now in simulation should not be this hard. It just should not be this hard. But it is. It's incredibly difficult. 20 attempts from Pearson. He did great. He just didn't get a touchdown. But Mitchell did get a touchdown. Tank Dell did great. Streets did good. I don't know why they made this so weird with the amount, but freaking Hancock is just exploding. 2.5 sacks. Murphy got a sack. Farini, Michigan State got a sackage. A lot of sacks here. Our defense stepped up. This was a defensive game for us. So it's nice that we're in the Sizbiz. It would just be nice to actually win it. Going this far and then losing is just painful. And as you guys can see here, no forced wins, no funny business, just dominating. And dominating by low numbers. And I don't care. As long as we dominate, I don't really care. All right, don't ask me how, but we smoked them. 28-0. I don't know if C.J. Stroud just had, was pissed that he was drafted behind him. But poor Bryce Young, I mean, these numbers, too, for both these guys are just so low. Defense is just crushing. Look at these rushing yards. What the heck is this? Pierce just dominated. My Lord. Dude got MVP. Domination. Tank Dell. That's so amazing, though, that we had Tank Dell just dominate. 2 guys from that draft class. And C.J. Stroud, just beautiful. Just beautiful. No one else did anything. This was just defensive mayhem. 2 sacks from Burns, 1 from Hancock, 1 from Thomas, and then half sacks from those guys, a cornerback and a D end. That's amazing. And then interception here, but, I mean, just, what was it, just the tackles or Chin, Shaq, Henry was in, Tremaine. insane. Insane. So here's our Super Bowl champion team. You know, to me, I think that we finally got to a level at which, you know, our guys are veterans. We have some very talented players. Our offensive line is not great, but they're definitely not bad. Laramie Tunzel got injured during the preseason, so that is unfortunate. But Streets has done great. Wooden has done great. Tank Dell turned into, you know, one of the best slot receivers in the NFL. We got Floyd. We had to cut Schultz. He was just getting too old. He regressed. It wasn't a pretty sight. But Floyd's done great. You know, he's done absolutely fantastic. Real fast, big guy. And offense is really just where we've done fantastic. Defensively, we got B.J. Ojolari in the free agency. Did great in that. We ended up getting Murphy to an X factor. Hancock is really good. You know, this team we just built up over the years, and just, you know, kept building them. We turned Stingley Jr. into a household name. Will Anderson Jr. has done fantastic. Grant was a great pickup. Peters was a great pickup. Just you name it. So our team is just, we're good. We're solid. You know, we're doing what we need to do to be the best. And hopefully this year we can emulate that. All right, so we're first in offensive yards and sixth in defense. So pretty solid there. Really, really solid. C.J. Stroud did what C.J. Stroud does. Just precision. He's a precise quarterback. Ball placement is absolutely fantastic. The way he reads defenses is just, it's amazing. It really is. Now, Pierce, what more can you say about this guy? I mean, Pierce coming out of Florida. They had a tough loss against Utah early in the season this year already for the first game. And he showed up. 5.5 yards per carry, 14 TDs. I mean, 5.5 yards per carry. You know how tough that is to do? And what's crazy is we did this with our left tackle injured for a good portion of the year. Streets from Ohio State did fantastic. Huge numbers. Tank Dell out of Houston, amazing. Tank Dell really, we took Tank Dell. There's a couple guys in this rebuild that we took to the top from this draft class. Tank Dell, you know, C.J. Stroud. I don't want to really take credit for C.J. Stroud because C.J. Stroud, I think he would have done good with or without me. But he did just great. Absolutely great. Even the tight end, I really like the guy out of South Carolina there, Floyd. Just dominated. The Iowa boy, Jack Campbell, dominating. 4 interceptions, 111 tackles. Derek Stingley Jr. is another one of these guys. We did not let him die off. I refused. Him and then in Green as well, or left guard Green out of Texas A&M. Those guys, we just refused. I'm not going to let those guys die off. It just wasn't going to happen for me. And so, yeah, it was just a great year, you know. Great season, great year. USC guy did really good. LSU did real good there. You know, even Petrie, he's doing his thing. And, you know, I just think that we're a great team. MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. You know, it is what it is. Frank Wright wins Coach of the Year. You know, it is what it is there. And then AFC, Josh Jacobs, not shocked there. I want to see, where is Stroud? Okay, he was 4th. So he's pretty highly nominated. Defensively, our top guy, not on here. So they hate us, but it is what it is. Usually you don't hate losers. You usually hate champions. So, you know, it is what it is. 3rd best quarterback, Stroud, and I don't believe that at all. He's got a legacy score of 5,000. You know, we could get that. We're only on this is year 5 for us. And we already got 1 Super Bowl in 5 years. I mean, how many coaches can say that? How many teams can say that? Not a lot. Evan Streets, phenomenal. Tank Dell, phenomenal. And then, yeah, you know, we're just doing really good. Great work here. Great work. So, you know, it's been an exciting season. And we are in the Super Bowl. We're headed to the Super Bowl. We're 90 overall. We went 11-6. You know, this year was a little bit, I would say, sketchy at first. And that is just because of the fact that, you know, we won here big in the Falcons. We lost to the Chiefs by 2 points. We beat up on the Bucks. We lost to the Steelers. And, you know, that was a 6-point game for us there. And we lost that. That sucked. We lost a 3-point game to the Cardinals. We lost a 6-point game to the Titans and the Patriots. And at this time, then we play the Titans again. We lose to them again. And so you could just see we were just, you know, taking some on the chin here. And it was like, oh, boy. And we had some injuries. We just had some issues. And a lot of people, this is something that people just don't understand, is that you'll have problems like this. You'll face these problems, and the people immediately want to freak out and go away from their system and change things. And it's not something you necessarily want to do, because after that we'd start clocking dudes, and that was it. It was just like, all right, who wants it? Who's next? We're gonna just take you down, and we won out through the rest of the season. I mean, we literally went on a 9-game winning streak and just dominated. So, you know, in what we were doing against the guys in the playoff was phenomenal. I mean, 28, and then we go and face the Bengals, and this was a really tough team here. We faced them, and we got the home field advantage. We won. We go and face the Bills at the Bills. And C.J. Stroud just puts on an electric performance. 376 yards. He's now starting to – our offense is starting to open up and flourishing, becoming what I knew they would become. But it was just, you know, this waiting process, and this just – it's just like chopping down a tree, you know. You don't get instant gratification. You have to just keep swinging. You know, just keep swinging. And so Josh Allen, he put on an electric performance as well, but he just couldn't keep up. Pierce got 7.6 yards per carry. 7.6. The dude was rocking almost a 10-yard average carry in a game. That is ludicrous. Okay? Streets explodes on the scene. This guy absolutely just explodes on the scene. Tank Dell, same thing. Look at these dudes. It was just a nightmare to stop these two guys. You can't stop these two receivers. This is the combo package, our Ohio State and Houston combo package. By the way, an Ohio State receiver sitting on an undrafted free agent, you're insane. That's insane. That guy, I don't know how he's sitting as an undrafted guy, but dear Lord and biscuits, I'll take it all day, every day. I gave you enough time to pick him up. No one did, and he's mine. Buffalo was gunning for Stroud. They were flat out gunning for him, and they were getting to him. And their pressure was relentless. But it didn't matter, because Stroud just hung in there and said, all right, is that all you have? And it wasn't enough. So we're playing the Eagles, and we'll see who's going to win this game here. Yeah, I really hope that we can pull this one out. It would be nice to finish off with a nice Super Bowl win. And remember, guys, if we get to 200 likes, we'll do another 5 years of this. So it's up to you guys if you want to see another one or not. So we did it. We ended up winning against the Eagles, and just doing some work here, doing God's work on the Eagles there. Really good from Jalen Hurts. He had a great game. Great performance. And then, you know, good rushing. Nothing crazy. They stopped the run. It ended up becoming a passing attack. And Floyd dominated. C.J. Stroud also became MVP, by the way. He was MVP in that. And, you know, it was good. Defensively, just is pretty much a stalemate. I won't say that it's anything crazy that happened. But, yeah, it was a stalemate. So, we've won 2 champions. or 2 championships. 2 champions. We are champions. Double champions. But yeah, if you guys want to see more, you guys know what to do.